So, guys, we are back, and today we have got a South African supporter. We can say Neev Chopra with us, but we are going to cover Zimbabwe T20 Trash Series, which is going to start from 14th of July. So, today we will talk about Zimbabwe. So, Neev, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also good. So, Zimbabwe, not very often we see Zimbabwe playing a Trash Series, that too against South Africa and New Zealand. So, what do you make of Zimbabwe's chances? Like, no doubt, they're underdogs, but still, there's a ray of hope that they can dismantle any of one of the teams.
Yeah. So what I feel like is after last year they failed to make the T20 World Cup and things like that. I feel like they've had somewhat of a comeback after beating Afghanistan and Pakistan within 6 days in December and all, and they've slowly made a comeback in T20 cricket, with captain Sikandar Raza leading the way. And I feel like this Tri Series is a very good opportunity for them to play some of the top nations to go and into the next World Cup and try to qualify for it and go far into it.
But Sikandar Raza, who is like 39 years of age, 38, 39, we can say, he still has the passion, the urge, the desire to play. But don't you think that Zimbabwe cricket is dragging him a little bit too long? Because in T20 cricket, your fitness levels should be very much higher than the ODI and Test cricket.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also on top of that, Sikandar Raza has been he's been like the main like staying point for them for like the last 10 to 12 years. And he can both bowl and bat at a very high level in every match. And he's still proven it in like even the international T20 leagues, like how he played the PSL final, how he played in MLC. And so he's still proven that he still has the fitness and he can keep moving on for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, Zimbabwe is quite fortunate and lucky to have Sikandar Raza, who still has the zeal to play for Zimbabwe cricket and take it to the next level. And you mentioned important point like Zimbabwe failed to qualify for 2024. That tournament was a 20 team tournament. Like not very often you see a 20 team tournament because it happened after a long period of time. So Zimbabwe has to make it sure that they win some of these matches. And if you look at the squad, no, they have got bowling stocks are very higher. I would say they have got Richard Garava, they have got Blessing Musrabani in spin department. There's Raza. So good of 16 overs we can say they can stretch it to well. But the fourth and fifth bowling options, that is the main concern for Zimbabwe. What do you say?
Yeah, me too. Because even though Wellington, Mazakadza, and Bless, and on top of that, Wesley, Madhavire are there, the problem with those two are they've shown to be very inconsistent, especially in pressure situations. And looking exactly at someone like what's his name? Looking
Ri-
directly at someone like
Richard
Wellington,
Garava.
Mazakadza.
Yes.
What happened?
Richard Garava and Blessing Musrabani. These two premier fast bowlers, I was saying.
Yeah. So those two will do their job. They'll do They'll do 8 overs combined. Then Sikandar Raza will take another four. The main issue with them is the consistency of both Wesley Madhavire and Wellington Mazakadza. Because the problem in Wellington Mazakadza is he's played 64 T20 matches in like the last 10 years, and he's only gotten 44 wickets. He's a spinner too. So spinners are supposed to have about like a 7 to 6 economy in T20s per over, but his economy is all the way up to 9.3, so 9.2 now in the last year. And on top of that, he's like supposed to be an all-rounder, so he's supposed to be good in all facets of the game. But like right now, currently, he's only averaging like 9 to 10 runs a match. And I think in like 45, 46 innings, he's only scored 230, 240 runs. So it's going to be a huge problem for them
Yes,
moving
Zimbabwe.
forward.
Everyone is trying. We can say a little bit. ICC is also trying to make sure that Zimbabwe is getting great again because in this year they have got more than 10 test matches scheduled. They played two against South Africa. They lost very badly. One match was innings defeat and one was an in some 300 odd runs. It was defeat like that. So yes, the efforts have been made by Zimbabwe Cricket and ICC. They have been collaborated very much goodly. But now it's a T20 format now, and they will be against South Africa and New Zealand. South Africa will be saying, "चलो मजा आएगा अभी हमने आपको टेस्ट में तो हराई है." So they will look to assert the dominance. Will it be easy for Zimbabwe to match the levels of South Africa and New Zealand? Because South Africa and New Zealand, they have sent us a second string squad, but they're still very dangerous. And Zimbabwe, that's not we can say. What do you make out of it?
Yeah, I feel like they can be a little competitive because, as I mentioned before, the a group with like Sikandar Raza and all, they've managed to beat some of the top teams in like big stages and tournaments. So I still think they can handle the pressure of playing like South Africa and New Zealand's second team. It's just all going to be about consistency and making the following the right tactics and all that.
Yes, and I'm very happy that they are playing two round robin matches. It's not like only one match try series. So they will get a chance. They will play total four matches, two against South Africa, two against New Zealand, and then we will have the final. And it's very good to see. I would just like to share one thing. In 2014, there was a try series. You must be aware of the fact, Neev, that Australia, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. That ODI try series, it was there. And after 11 years, we are seeing a very high profile, high voltage T20 crisis in the form of South Africa, Zimbabwe, and New Zealand. So you never know if Zimbabwe can win one of the matches and create history because it's an underdog story. We have to admit the fact because it won't be a surprise if South Africa and New Zealand only play the final, which is scheduled on 26th of July. So it's going to be cracker of a T20 series because see it's a 2020 format. You never know, Zimbabwe can win two matches as well. They can qualify for the finals as well. The crowd is entirely behind Zimbabwe. We have seen when Zimbabwe has when other teams have told Zimbabwe like India is there, any other teams is there. So the crowd support is there for the Zimbabwe. You never know, like we might see Zimbabwe as the champions as well. So let's see who wins. This trial series is going to be an epic one. I'm telling you why. Because England versus India Test series is going on and it will be continuing that, and Australia's West Indies will be going on. Third Test match, Jamaica Red Ball Test match, and see a lot of cricketing action is being started. So like a small flavor or small flair of Zimbabwe Tri Series will enlighten the world cricket, and you never know, Zimbabwe can also be victorious because T20 is a very funny game and a game of full uncertainties. So Neev, what's your final take on Zimbabwe's journey? Will they able to make it to the finals or not?
I think they have a shot of making it to the finals. They just have to like stick to their plan, stick to their goals. Because even in the last 2 years, they've beaten Australia once in 2022, if you remember, and in a ODI match. And on top of that, they've also beaten Pakistan recently in the T20 World Cup. And I feel like their roster is like similar. Like all, if you look at their playing 11, it's very similar to that team, and having a lot of all-rounder options like Ryan Bird, Sikandar Raza, and if both Wesley Madhavire and Wellington Mazakadza like play up to their level of like consistency that they show in like domestic, I feel like they could be a very dangerous team. And another player I'm very excited about that nobody has really been talking about is Tafad Zawa Tisaga, who is the wicket keeper. And although he didn't really perform well in Test, he has shown a lot of capabilities in like some of the domestic leagues in Zimbabwe. And he's shown like how he can like consistently like smack sixes, hit at a very high strike rate, and also follow suit whenever there needs to be like a run chase.
Yes, you mentioned a very important player, and he can be the X factor. You never know. Like he can come out of the box and defeat both the teams, play very good knocks and everything. So let's see who wins. So thank you, Neev, for joining us. So we will be back with another two teams we have to discuss and analyze, South Africa and New Zealand. So stay tuned with us. Thank you, Neev. And in the description box, we have got the link of the articles, goworldwide.co.in. So do follow it only and only if you like the video. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Neev.
Thank you so much.